Yo, 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 what's up, all you burner storms and potheads? This is Weedman 420 with the Weedman 420 Chronicles. How are all you vipers doing out there, Mrs. Weedman?
Mr. Weedman?
How the hell are you?
Fantastic.
I love it. Hey, all you vipers out there in the world, hopefully you're smoking some big fat doinks while you're listening to the show. Mrs. Weedman and I are about to get normal with some GG4 grown by our friend Igneous. And GG4 is also known as Gorilla Glue number 4, is a popular hybrid cannabis strain known for its potent, resin-coated buzz and effects like euphoria, relaxation, and sleepiness. It is a cross between Chem's Sister, Sour Dub, and Chocolate Diesel, and has a pungent aroma with notes of diesel, sour lemon, and pine. Due to its high THC content, it is effective for pain and stress relief, but can also cause a little dry mouth and eyes and potential anxiety in sensitive users. Genetics, a hybrid resulting from a cross between Chem's Sister, Sour Dub, and Chocolate Diesel. The potency, high THC levels often ranging from 18 to 32%. Appearance produces dense, sticky buds covered in a thick layer of resin. The aroma and flavor, pungent and complex with a dominant aroma of diesel, sour lemon, pine, and undertones of chocolate and pepper. Effects. Users report effects of including euphoria, relaxation, sleepiness, and focus. It is often used to treat chronic pain and stress. And we have smoked this on the show, I think, a couple of times now, right? And this is a phenomenal strain grown by our friend Igneous, which is also, he is a phenomenal grower, one of fan faves, and appreciate you throwing to the cause, Igneous. We love it. Like I said, we've smoked this on the show a few times, but, you know, I haven't seen many people lately to get a nug here, a nug there, so we're going to be repeating some strains from Big Earl, from Igneous, and some Midwest terps that we have in the vault. So, Mrs. Weedman,
Mr. Weedman,
tell us a little bit about 8decades.com, because it's the holiday season.
Yeah, 8 Decades is our baby. It is the brand that we created, cannabis lifestyle brand, after the Weedman 420 Chronicles podcast was moving along and we felt like it needed to grow. So 8decades.com. EIGHT, decades.com is where you can shop for our goods. We have great things, so check us out. You'll also find some Weedman 420 swag there. So get some holiday shopping online, and when you sign up as a first-time visitor, you get free shipping on your first order.
Yeah.
You can also find us if you live in the Chicagoland area. We are in multiple dispensaries, and you can pick up our goods there as well.
Yes.
So we can list on I will list it. I'll list it somewhere on social media this week, and you'll know where all of our dispensary partners are.
We'd love to thank all of our partners out there for supporting us. And like we always say, if you support 8decades.com, we can do this show for you every week like we've been doing for the last 6.5 years. So check out 8decades.com, everybody, and support Mrs. Weedman's baby. We appreciate you. Well, we're going into our second week of the new home, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Not even.
Not even. Really.
No, feels like a month.
Yeah, it feels.
But construction and demo work is going like crazy. Mrs. Weedman and I are living out of suitcases, and then we're living in 3 rooms, our bathroom, the basement, and a makeshift studio office. So it's been real. It's been fun, as we talked about in the last episode. And yeah, it's coming along great. We're super, super testing our will right now. Oh yeah, we have a little makeshift kitchen too, with a little fridge that we've been getting drinks out of. So
we have to keep breaking down every day and then putting back together and then cleaning.
So it's been real since we talked about it on the last episode, but we're coming along nicely here in the home, the new homestead. So, and a couple of people reached out and asked us how we were doing. We're doing just fine. A home cooked. Here's the one thing I am looking forward to. A home-cooked meal.
Yeah.
That's the one thing we haven't had in 7 days.
Just to have like a civilized meal,
Yes.
like cooked in our kitchen. We've had some decent takeout, but it would be really nice to be in our kitchen. Yes, with some pots and pans.
Yes, it'll be nice. So
yeah.
But yeah, we're looking forward to our first holiday here in the new house, and hopefully things go smoothly. So
Well,
yeah, things
Yeah.
go smoothly.
We'll see. We'll see.
So you ever notice that? Can you wiggle one toe at a time? I can't.
I could wiggle my big toe by itself.
By itself?
Yeah.
I can't. Even if I
You
try
can't wiggle your...
No, not by itself. Not me. Not me at all.
Really? I'm
No,
trying to do it
no.
right now, like in my shoe.
So here's the thing. Why can't you wiggle your toes one at a time like your fingers? I know one person in our life that can wiggle their little pinky toe.
That
And
is our son.
that is our son, Paulie, who was
That
on
was
the
his bar
show.
trick.
Yes, he would be able to spread
Party
all of
trick.
his toes out and just wiggle
Wiggle
the
the
pinky, but he
pinky.
had to spread them all
Yeah,
out.
they had
He
to be
couldn't
spread.
do them if they were close. He
Yes.
spread them out looking all weird, looking like, like an alien and shit. So, but yeah, so he was the only person I know that could do it. But there is reasoning why you can't, or there's very few people that can. So here's the question you probably never asked, but once you hear it, you won't stop thinking about it. Why can't you wiggle your toes one at a time like your fingers? You can throw your hand signs up all day, but ask your toes to act independently, and they're like, meh, meh. We're a group project.
That's for sure.
According to researchers, this mostly comes down to how your brain and nervous systems are wired. Fingers evolved to do fine, precise movements, tool use, writing, grabbing things, so each finger gets it down to dedicated space in the brain's motor cortex. Toes, not so much. Their main job is balance, walking and keeping you upright, not typing emails, rolling joints, etc. Here's where it gets interesting. The muscles and tendons in your feet are interconnected, way more than in your hands. When you try to move one toe, the signals overlap and your brain basically sends a group text instead of a DM. That's why all of your toes want to move together or not at all. There's also a thing called enslavement, which sounds wild, but is very real. It means you intentionally move one digit, nearby digits get dragged along for the ride. Fingers experience this a little, but toes experience it a lot. The motor neurons collecting them are bundled tighter, so independence isn't just their strong suit. Now, before you start, barefoot sometimes develops better toe independence. The brain is plastic, it adapts. Train it, and they'll rewire at least a little. Scientists have known the practice can increase toe dexterity, though most of us never bother. Let's be honest. Modern shoes do our feet zero favors. We cram toes together all day, so they get lazy. Fingers stay active, toes just chill out. So the short version, your toes aren't broken, you're not weird, and cannabis didn't do it. Your brain simply treats toes like a team sport instead of a solo performance. Fingers get the spotlight, toes handle the foundation. And honestly, as long as they keep you standing and dancing at concerts, they're doing just fine. Yeah, it's weird. So now everybody who's listening is now going to take off their shoes and their socks and see if they can wiggle 1 foot at a time.
Yeah. Well, like I was just trying to do it in my shoe.
There'll be people like
Tough.
going, I can do it. And they
Yeah.
take off their shoes and socks
You're
and
like,
they're like,
no, I
oh,
can't.
no, I can't. So get really stoned when you're listening to this part of the episode and try it out. And let us know if you could do it or not. Send us a DM on Instagram, 8 Decades on this at 8 Decades on Instagram, or our Weedman 420 Chronicles on YouTube, or any of the places you can send us a message on. Let us know if you can wiggle your toes. Let us know. I've seen a video where someone can roll a joint with their feet,
Whoa.
with their toes. That was pretty impressive.
I don't even understand how that could happen.
When I was a kid, there was a show. Remember the show That's Incredible?
Yeah.
Okay. There was a
Yeah.
human. I can't remember if it was a man or a woman. I think it was a man that lost both of his arms
Yeah.
to the shoulders, and he had to relearn everything how to use his toes. And the most amazing thing I ever saw was that person was able to use chopsticks
Whoa.
with their toes and feed themselves.
That's serious.
That was fucking badass.
Yeah, that is.
That was badass. And this person had to learn to brush teeth with their toe. I mean, learned like a lot, feeding himself, cooking, just a ton of different stuff. And this person was on That's Incredible. If you all remember that show out there, this is when I was growing up in New York, and it was on TV probably, I would say late 70s, early 80s, maybe early 80s, mid 80s. That's
80s,
incredible.
like when we were kids.
Yeah, it was about incredible people.
Yeah.
Right? That
Yeah,
did
just
incredible
things
things.
that,
It was pretty great. It was pretty awesome. So, but yeah, thinking of your toes, everybody out there, make sure you take care of your feet, though. We don't like stinky feet. You ready to get the show started, Ms. Weedman?
I'm ready, Mr. Weedman.
Let's do this. Everybody, we're diving into some nutritional science that intersects right where cannabis culture meets real world health benefits, especially for your heart and metabolism. Yeah, we're talking seeds, but not just any seeds. We're talking hemp seeds and their potential for cardiovascular health. Now, stick with me. Smoke a joint, sit back and chill because this is going to be a smooth ride. A brand new review in Frontiers in Nutrition just dropped, and it took a deep look at how hemp seed, the cannabis sativa L, stacks up as a functional food, especially when it comes to heart health, inflammation, and comparing it to other seeds you may have heard of, like flaxseed and chai. I take all three. So I get them. They're coming up a bag fresh, not fresh, but like they're not old, I guess. But they come in a bag and they're already cracked and ground up, and I just take like 2 whopping tablespoons and put it to my protein smoothie. I've been doing that for I think like 10 years now. So and it's very good for your good poops.
We're back to
So,
poop talk.
back to poop talk again. First things
It's
first,
back
though.
to you, Miss Poop
Yes.
Talker.
First things first. Cardiovascular disease, heart disease, and stroke. Still the leading cause of death worldwide. That's why researchers keep turning to dietary strategies that aren't just about cutting out junk, but adding in foods that actively support your system. So, what makes hemp seed special? Let's break it down. Protein and fats that matter. Hemp seeds pack a complete plant based protein, all 9 essential amino acids, and a healthy dose of unsaturated fats, especially polyunsaturated fats with a sweet 3-to-1 omega 6 to omega 3 ratio. That's similar to the Mediterranean diets that we've been linked with lower heart disease risk. And check this. Arginine, an amino acid in hemp protein, is a precursor to nitric oxide, which helps relax blood vessels and improve blood flow. That's a real deal for keeping blood pressure down and circulation up. Fiber and digestion. Hemp seeds got both soluble and insoluble fiber, but it's especially rich in insoluble fiber. That means it can support your gut, help regulate digestion, and a big win, help lower LDL cholesterol levels, a risk factor for heart disease. Vitamins and minerals. We're talking vitamin E, especially gamma tocopherol. That's a strong antioxidant. Plus B vitamins that help break down homeocysteine, a molecule linked with heart disease risk. On the mineral side, hemp seed brings magnesium, potassium, iron, and zinc, all influential for blood pressure regulation, antioxidant defense, and systemic balance. Phytochemicals and bioactive goodness. Hemp seed also contains phytosterols, plant compounds that can lower cholesterol by competing with dietary cholesterol for absorption. They can even support healthy endothelial function. That's the inner lining of your blood vessels, which is key for overall heart health. And let's be clear, this isn't smoke and mirrors hype. These are mechanisms backed by preclinical evidence that show hemp seed can influence lipid metabolism, inflammation reduction, oxidative stress, and overall cardiometabolic balance. Now, here's the real talk, everyone. Most of the research so far is preclinical, meaning a lot of it comes from animal models or early studies. That's promising, but it doesn't always translate exactly to humans yet. The authors highlight a need for long-term human trials before we can say hemp seed unequivocally prevents heart disease. And when compared with other seeds like flax and chai, hemp seed stands out for its balanced fatty acid profile and diverse bioactive compounds, even though all of these seeds have their own benefits. So what's the take home here for all you out there? If you're looking for plant-based nutrition that plays well with your body's system, especially heart, inflammation, cholesterol pathways, hemp seed isn't just a filler, it's functional. Mix it into smoothies, sprinkle it on salads, blend it in your morning oats, get creative. We're not saying hemp seed is the magic bullet, but as part of a balanced diet, it's got compelling nutrition chops, especially for folks paying attention to metabolic and cardiovascular health. All right, fam, that's the science deep dive on hemp seed. Put this in your stash of knowledge because your body loves real nutrition just as much as you love real terps. So I've been taking it for years. I love it. Along, like I said, with chai and flax, all three. I do the triple. the triple ratio one on that one, everybody. So I suggest if you haven't started using hemp seed in your smoothies or putting it in your cereal or cooking with it or whatever, making cookies with it, start now. It will do your body good. So microdosing. We've been talking about microdosing for years
A
now,
long time.
and microdosing edibles and low dose and stuff like that. But microdosing THC, there's a new functional high people swear by.
Yep.
Tell us about it, Mrs. Weedman.
Millennials and older people smoked weed like it was their job. Gravity bongs, late night hotbox sessions, and the highest THC content they could find. Back then, cannabis felt heavy on the recreation side for most. It was a creative escape and a way to build community. But something has shifted with today's younger consumers. There's a new wave of people who aren't medical patients, but who also aren't just getting high to get high. Instead, they are chasing functional highs, strains and products meant for productivity, mood regulation, creativity, and microdosed wellness. This change reflects how younger consumers are using cannabis more intentionally. Instead of couch locking with friends, many younger consumers are microdosing during work to get more creative or using it to manage daily stressors. Less smoke and chill, and more microdose and go. Microdosing THC, which is usually in the range of 1 to 5 milligrams, is gaining ground as a way to get soft benefits without getting totally stoned. According to reports, low dose THC can boost focus and creativity, help regulate emotion, and sustain a kind of calm energy without overt sedation. That's because the endocannabinoid system can be engaged gently, modulating neurotransmitters in a way that supports clarity rather than cloudiness. There's early but promising science, too. Recent studies have found that microdosing THC enhances working memory and attention in adults performing demanding tasks, suggesting a cognitive boost without burnout. Many consumers also anecdotally report that microdosing helps reduce anxiety, improve mood, and even support pain management, all while allowing them to stay functionally present. This is even being recognized in corporate tech. A recent Cornell survey of software developers found that 18% regularly use cannabis while programming, not to escape, but because it helps them feel more creative and focused. Of course, microdosing isn't a magic elixir. Consistency matters, and it's easy to build tolerance, which may undercut your effects. Your tolerance will also vary depending on your biology, the product, and how you consume. Overall, this trend isn't just a niche wellness fad, it's a cultural shift in how we consume. The recreational heavy era is giving way to a generation that craves utility, balance, and subtlety in their highs. Cannabis is no longer just a way to decompress, it's becoming a tool for living more intentionally. If you're curious, you should always start slow. Pick a clean, well tested, low dose product and track how you feel. Skip the gravity bongs for now. The best outcome might just be in that 2 milligram microdose that helps you write, create, or simply stay present.
Nice. I love
Yeah.
it.
I enjoy microdosing during the day.
You do. You've been doing it for a while.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. During the
Even
day.
if it's just like a puff off the joint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to get the
Yep.
head in the game.
Get my head out of water. Come back. Come back.
Oh shit. Um yeah, it's a good thing, and a lot of edible companies still microdose. I really wish flower would get back into doing lower dose. I really would. I'd like to see some like 10%,
Yeah.
5% strains of THC. Like I've said, more of the other cannabinoids in there, but I would even take like a 5 to a 7% to smoke during the day, so I can do.
Yeah.
I
And still
don't
work
want a
and
25 or 20 to 30% during the day. I don't. I don't need it. But if there was something like a 5, 7%, like I call it table weed. I call it table weed. Like they used to make table beer, which was like 1% alcohol. Give me some table weed. Give me some weed that's 5 to 10%. That's just nice and that's just perfect for the day. For the day to get through, maybe something that is not going to get you so psychoactive.
right.
More of just focus, drilled in. not spacey. Not like where you sit at your computer and you're stoned and you don't want to do anything,
Mhm.
because you're too stoned. So we've been saying this for years. Maybe somebody will take my advice one day and make a low dose strains.
Bring
It,
them back. Bring them
telling you,
back.
you can charge a little bit less money. People can be affordability. You can sell ounces for $125 at 5 to 7%, and people can love it during the day. You're helping the community, not hurting them, right?
Yeah, and I think that it would probably bring on board a whole bunch of new
Yeah,
smokers.
100%. You
People
know,
who wanna puff
yeah.
and don't wanna be completely
Been
blazed.
saying this for a while. The low vapes, that people are smoking such high vape concentration or high THC percentages, why they're getting this cannabis hyperkinesis syndrome. Just like you have to understand something. I understand you can charge more for higher THC percentage, but you're hurting people's endocannabinoid system and you're hurting our bodies, and it's not good for us. I'm sorry to say it. The people that need it or want it, fine, all you. But the industry needs a change. We need a reset on this
Mhm.
before we hurt the industry. So let's talk about Rolling Stone cultural council, though, cultivating success. Um, what seed gummies can teach the cannabis industry about meeting the home grow boom. And this is by Sarah Payen. So this article talks something about may not be flower talk per se, but at the foundation of everything we grow and smoke, seeds, genetics, and what they can teach the wider cannabis world about real quality and transparency. So let's unpack this. Or if you're packing a bong, let's pack it up. So here's the backdrop. Across the cannabis world, there's a home grow boom happening. More people are taking control of their grows, their genetics, and how they experience the plant. What's interesting and what a new piece from Rolling Stone Culture Council highlights is that the seed sector was already doing some of the heavy lifting when it comes to accuracy, transparency, and genetic excellence. Now, think about it. Seed companies live and die by consistency. If your seeds don't perform, if they don't match their profile, or if they're not what they say they are, their reputation hits the dirt fast. So these breeders have developed systems obsessed with precision for cataloging traits, documenting phenos, and being straight up honest with their customers. The culture of accountability is something the broader industry can learn from as more folks bring home grows into their lives. This isn't just about seeds as units of biology. It's about trust. When consumers buy a seed pack, they're buying confidence that what they planted will grow into what the package promised. The demand for clarity has pushed seed companies to prioritize things like detailed lineage, germination, data, trait stability, and honest labeling. And that exception is spreading into how people think about flour, extracts, edibles, and more. And let's talk culture for a minute. The home grow movement isn't just about people throwing seeds in the dirt. It's people craving ownership and control over what goes in their bodies and what ends up in their space. That's a big shift. Consumers today just don't want anything labeled cannabis. They want origin stories, genetic backgrounds, and clear expectations before they ever light up. That's good for growers and brands alike because it pushes everyone towards higher standards. You see, it's not just in local growers chasing killer pheno hunts, but also in how established genetic power the market. Think about legends like Humboldt Seed Company out of Northern California. With huge phenotype libraries and historic phenotype hunts, these guys literally built catalogs of reliable genetics that growers still chase today. And the legacy of places like DNA Genetics, who've been crossing elite strains and winning awards globally. Their pedigree matters, and it teaches a lesson about the value of stewardship in genetics. If you listen to the Grow Hour, Big Earl and I have had some phenomenal breeders that do phenomenal genetics and folks that have been doing it for 10, 15, 20 years. They have just,
You've had a bunch of them on the
oh,
show.
yeah. Oh, we've had a ton, you know. And so if you haven't listened to some of those episodes with some of those breeders on there, you should take a listen because there's some fabulous breeders we have on there. I mean, I'm not going to name them all, but we've had a lot in the 81 or 2 episodes we've done. And we've mentioned them on plenty of time. So take a listen to some of those shows if you want to listen to and get some. These breeders that are on this article aren't chosen by me. These are just what Rolling Stone talked about. So the broader call to action here is as simple but powerful as the industry grows, from dispensaries to home gardens and to national brands. The things seed companies have learned into for years should be taken seriously across the board. That means transparency, accountability, and clear communication about what a consumer is actually getting, not just marketing buzzwords. And there's a deeper truth. When growers know exactly what they're working with, when genetics are well documented, it elevates the whole experience. The plant gets respect, the consumer gets choice, the industry gets credibility. That's a synergy we can all appreciate. Whether you're germinating your first seed or running a multiple state operation. So for all those listeners out there thinking about your next grow, remember, pay attention to genetics, transparency, and the story behind what you plant. Those elements aren't just fancy words. They're the blueprint for consistency and satisfaction in the grow room and beyond. So I hope this breaks it down for you all out there. Listen, if you're buying seeds from breeders, the good breeders out there will answer your questions and they will help you get through processes. They know their genetics better than anybody. So remember that. If they stand by their packs that they sell you, they're going to stand by and make sure they help you through the grow. Especially if you're new, they want you back. They respect and you choosing them as a breeder to buy their genetics that they worked so hard to do, and years of finding the right genetics and finding the right plants and finding the right pheno hunts. Some of these breeders might go through 20 packs to find the right one to be able to breed with. And also some of these to grow too. They look for the right hunt, the pheno hunt. It's a real thing. So respect the breeder too for their hard work out there, because it's a lot of work and takes hours. And some of these breeders take years before they make any money. Years upon years of hard work and grind and doing it sometimes illegally in certain states. You have to understand that. And especially now that hemp is being banned again, it's going to hurt the seed industry again. It's going to have to, what I always say, the underground will survive.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Always.
Always. We were just talking about it last night. The underground will always survive. Okay? So pay attention out there. Keep learning. Keep elevating the culture with intention and your clarity. Good article by Rolling Stone.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Powerful. Because it does mean a lot. All right. It's the holiday season, right? And Santa Claus is coming to town. Or you might be flying to visit family like you did for Thanksgiving, right? Or coming back after getting stuck in the airport for 2 days because all the snow they just had in the Northeast, or the flooding they're having on the West Coast. So, or the snow you had here right after Thanksgiving when everyone was trying to fly home on that Sunday or Monday. Disastrous for everybody out there. It's just the weather's been crazy. It's wintertime, right? So what do you expect? But how can cannabis help with
jet lag?
Tell us about it, Mrs Weedman.
Whether seasoned or newbie globetrotters, jet lag can be the unwelcome souvenir which lingers long after the flight. Whether you're crossing the Atlantic for business in London, shopping in Chennai, hopping to Hawaii for sun, or just going cross country to see family, disrupted sleep patterns and fatigue are almost expected. Travelers have long relied on melatonin, caffeine, hydration, and sheer willpower to overcome the haze. But among a growing number of flyers, another potential remedy is entering the conversation. Here's how cannabis can help with jet lag. Jet lag, at its core, is a circadian rhythm disruption. Your body believes it's still 3 a.m. in New York, even when the morning sun is shining while you're in Paris. Symptoms can include fatigue, insomnia, irritability, digestive changes, and difficulty concentrating. Not ideal when the goal is to explore museums, attend meetings, or hit the beach. While cannabis is not a cure for jet lag, some travelers report thoughtful, moderate use can help ease the transition. As legalization spreads in the United States and around the world, many travelers are wondering if the green plant can help soften the blow of long haul travel and support a smoother transition into a new time zone. One reason cannabis is being discussed in travel circles is its well known connection to relaxation and sleep. Flyers who struggle to unwind on the first night in a new city say an indica leaning strain or a low dose edible helps quiet the mind and encourage rest, especially when combined with a dark room, hydration, and limited screen time. Others turn to CBD that's non intoxicating and widely legal for its reported calming qualities, making it a popular option for travelers who want relief without feeling high. Beyond sleep support, some travelers use microdoses of THC or CBD to ease tensions during travel days. Airports, tight seats, long lines, overnight flights, it can all amplify stress. A small dose taken at home, before or after travel, not at the airport or on board or in a public place where it may be illegal, may help your body relax and settle. A topical or CBD tincture can also be useful for aches and stiffness after hours in the air. Still, cannabis and international travel come with clear rules. It is illegal to carry cannabis across international borders, even between two legal regions. The safest approach is to purchase cannabis legally after arrival, where permitted, and to confirm all local regulations before lighting up. Hotel policies also vary, so discretion and knowledge do matter. For travelers looking for natural support during time zone transitions, cannabis is becoming part of the wellness toolkit. With responsible use, legal awareness, and smart dosage, it may offer a gentle edge against groggy mornings and sleepless nights, allowing adventurers to spend less time fighting fatigue and more time discovering a new world. So, hope it helps you out if you're traveling.
Yeah,
It helps me out all the time when I travel.
yeah. It's the holiday season. Whatever holiday you celebrate coming up here. Happy holidays, everybody, and Merry Christmas too. So,
Ho, ho, ho.
yes, yes, yes. Political state and business news. Cannabis biz ops are hustling for profit in a crazy policy maze. Federal prohibition and patchwork state laws have them learning legal loopholes just to stay afloat. Operators are turning confusion into strategy, prepping for change while managing risk and keeping green flowing. It's like navigating a foggy grow room. You adapt, you innovate, and you keep grinding. Virginia ditched a monopoly model for legal weed, and that's a win. But according to the new opt in marijuana moment, lawmakers can't stop halfway. The state still needs to real retail access, fair licensing, and home grow protections. No half-baked legalization, Virginia. You can't tease the jar and never crack it open. Long Island City just said enough is enough, banning public weed smoking after residents complained about nonstop skunk vibes. Officials say there's a time and a place, and sidewalks ain't it. Smokers say it's legal, neighbors say it's rude. Another reminder that legalization doesn't mean anywhere, anytime. The plant may be loud, but the debate is louder. Expect more local crackdowns as cities figure things out. Maine officials greenlit a 2026 ballot push that could roll back much of the state's marijuana legalization, sending activists scrambling for signatures. Yep, repeal vibes in vacation land. Supporters say it's fixed problems. Critics say it's full-on rewind. Legal weed giveth, legal weed take it away. Grab the popcorn. This fight's just getting started. Expect loud debates, court challenges, campaign cash, and voters deciding again. Also, Massachusetts, though, got their 76,000 ballots just by the skin of their teeth to make it on the ballot for 2026 to roll back legal cannabis. And also, Ohio, it's happening there too, not rolling back some of the laws. So it's a fight out there still to this day. We still got to keep on fighting. Some GOP voices claim state marijuana legalization shields foreign cartels and threatens public safety, arguing legal marketers don't stop illegal actors. Critics fire back that regulation, testing, and licensed stores actually squeeze the black market. Same old debate, different headlines. Is weed the problem or policy? Grab your popcorn again. We're going back to the movies on this one. Again, politics stays loud while facts fight for airtime. Massachusetts regulators say some cannabis companies may be inflating THC numbers, turning lab results into fairy tales. Higher THC means higher prices, so the temptation is real. The state's cracking down on testing fraud, warning that trust matters more than hype. Turns out chasing the biggest percentage isn't always about better weed. It's about better math. Consumers read the labels carefully and maybe trust your nose instead.
Hmm.
Class is in session at Syracuse University, and yes, it's cannabis cultivation. A new program is teaching students how to grow weed legally, covering genetics, cultivation science, and industry skills. From textbooks to terps, higher education is officially higher. Turns out the future of cannabis might come with homework, lab work, and a diploma. Pass the syllabus and grow lights, and bring curiosity and patience, everyone. Idaho's medical marijuana campaign just leveled up, hiring paid petitioners to push the 2026 ballot initiative. In a state tough on weed, it's a bold, bold move. Supporters say patients need options. Critics say, nope, not here. Either way, clipboards are coming, everyone. Signatures are stacking, and Idaho voters may finally get a say on medical cannabis. Game on. Politics meets patience, persistence, and grassroots hustle statewide. South Carolina's back in the weed conversation, but don't light up yet. Lawmakers and officials are wrestling with cannabis policy, enforcement, and what's legal versus what's not. Supporters say reform helps patients and economy. Opponents say pump the brakes. Same Southern standoff, different year. Until clarity arrives, confusion reigns. Proof that prohibition hangovers last longer than the buzz everyone's arguing about down there right now. And now over to you, Mrs. Weedman.
Yep, I've got some more political, state, and business news. Ohio hemp companies are sweating as a bill lands on the governor's desk that owners say could shut them down. New limits on intoxicating hemp products have businesses warning of layoffs and closures. Supporters say it's about safety, critics call it overkill. Remember, when policy moves fast, small business adjacent businesses feel it first. Sorry, small cannabis adjacent businesses feel it first. Some New Jersey farmers jumped into hemp thinking it was the future. Now they're fighting just to survive. Shifting rules, weak markets, and policy whiplash turned green dreams into stress fields. They say they played by the rules, but the rules changed mid-grow. It's a tough lesson in cannabis policy roulette. Today's opportunity can become tomorrow's uphill battle really fast. New York cannabis operators, heads up. The state's seed to sale tracking deadline is here. Licenses require a full compliance or risk fines, holds, or worse. Regulators say it's about transparency and stopping diversion. Growers say it's another tech headache. Either way, the clock is ticking. If your data isn't tight, your product might not move. Welcome to legal weed. As Trump teases a marijuana announcement, a dispensary owner running for Congress says if elected, they'll file a full legalization bill on day one. Supporters call it lived experience. Critics call it politics. Either way, we just stepped deeper into campaign season. Alabama, we're always talking about Alabama over here.
Roll Tide.
Mhm. They finally inched forward on medical marijuana, approving dispensary licenses
Gosh.
and setting the stage for sales in 2026.
Ugh.
It's about time.
Yes. We've been talking about Alabama since
Yeah,
what,
for a long time,
2022,
yeah.
2023?
Patients say it's about time. Regulators say stay slow and steady. After years of delays, lawsuits, and paperwork, the program is almost real. Southern patience has been tested, but hope is still alive. The finish line is visible in Alabama, but this rollout has a history of hitting snooze again and again and again. Florida politics are heating up as lawmakers and power players clash over marijuana policy and the road ahead. Ballot battles, legal maneuvering, and big money are all in play, with voters caught in the middle. Supporters say let the people decide. Opponents say pump the brakes. Sunshine State weed politics stay spicy, confusing, and unpredictable. Proof that legalization debates don't melt in the Florida heat. And that is it. for my portion of the news. It's over to you, Mr. Weedman.
Thanks, Mrs. Weedman. Sam, Action just dropped a six-figure TV ad blitz urging President Trump to reject the Biden-era marijuana rescheduling plan. The anti-legalization group says rescheduling is risky and rushed. Bro, what are you talking about rushed? Been dealing with this for fucking since 1937. Rushed. Reformers say it's fear-based and outdated. Same cannabis culture war, new commercials. When weed policy hits prime time, you know the stakes are high, and the volume knob is getting cranked up nationwide as campaigners rev engines. Inside Trump's closed-door marijuana meeting, advisors, lobbyists, and law enforcement voices debated rescheduling, banking, and states' rights. Some pushed reform momentum, others waved caution flags. No final call yet, just signals and strategy. Translation, the gears are turning, but nothing's locked. Cannabis stays a political bargaining chip, smoked in private meetings, debated in public, and delayed until someone decides the timing feels right for everyone watching. Trump says he's very strongly considering rescheduling marijuana on Monday, December 15th. So it didn't happen on Monday like we were hoping, but it didn't happen, sending rumors flying and markets buzzing. Reform fans cheer, skeptics squint, and politicians suddenly remember weed exists. No signature yet, just big hints and bigger headlines. In cannabis politics, considering is the new action. Until ink hits the paper, everyone's holding their breath and their stash, waiting to see if talk finally turns into policy this year. Maybe, maybe not. A new poll says only 6% of marijuana consumers approve of Trump's weed reform move so far. Ouch. But plot twist, most say they change their tune if you actually reschedule cannabis. Talk is cheap, policy is king. This crowd wants action, not vibes. Turns out weed politics, one real move can flip options faster than a grinder at a smoke sesh. There's also a senator that's saying this is a play for popularity, busting chops. They're saying the only reason why the president's going to do this is to gain popularity, and it's fake and it's bullshit and whatever. So just whoever does it first is going to get the triumph, I guess, and everyone's pissed. Trump's DOJ told the Supreme Court, now get this, everybody, get this. You should all be very angry when I'm going to read to you right now, because I was angry when I read this. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Trump's DOJ told the Supreme Court marijuana users pose a greater danger than alcohol drinkers
Oh, my God.
in a gun rights case. That escalated quickly. Critics say the claim ignores data and reeks of outdated stigma. I think it reeks of shit, but while supporters argue public safety first, another reminder that cannabis debates spill far beyond dispensaries into courts, rights, and rhetoric. Same plant, wildly different narratives, depending on who's holding the microphone today nationwide. Mrs. Weedman, we were watching a show the other night.
Yes, that's exactly what just came to my mind.
Tell the story. Tell it exactly what you said. What was the show we were watching?
It was Jail.
Yes.
It's like on the Reels channel, it's like a new Cops Live kind of show, and now they have one where it's like jail intake. So we were like, oh my God, I gotta watch this. It's like, yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Everybody who was drunk was fucking belligerent, asshole, like just in your face, aggressive, punching, kicking, screaming. And then they throw them in a cell alone and let them sober up. And they're like, oh, I'm really sorry. I really don't act like that. Like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Every
Not one
time.
person on weed. We were like,
every time.
People on
Nobody
weed
on any drug, but alcohol. I mean, maybe if they were on like PCP or something, they might be whacked out. But I mean, most of the people, if they were in
drinking.
there, were
Drunk.
Oh my God, and they were just
Wasted.
awful, just a nuisance. Alcohol is just bad. I don't know.
Overindulgence of alcohol
yes,
is bad.
Yes, alcohol is not bad. Overindulgence of alcohol is bad. And when was it that culture just decided that it was such a great fucking thing? Like, why?
How many wives have gotten beaten by a
God.
drunk to say alcohol is a great thing?
God.
Right?
Yeah.
I have never heard, in my lifetime, I've never heard somebody who was just smoking weed wanting to beat up their wife.
Right.
But I've known a lot of alcoholics.
Where'd you go with that? Yeah.
I've known a lot of alcoholics that beat their wives up.
Yeah, or just
what I'm trying to
beat
say
people up in general.
Right. What I'm trying to say is the DOJ thinks marijuana users pose a greater danger than alcohol drinkers.
Well, he's just wrong. Yeah.
Unbelievable to even say that out of your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
which we could pull up data after data on alcohol abusers versus marijuana abusers, meaning like fighting gun violence, domestic violence. Oh my gosh! I mean,
Yeah.
the scales would tip over.
Yep. They would.
It makes me so angry. Just like, what the are you doing and saying? You sound like an idiot. Holy smokes! I think I just got a headache. I'm so frustrated about it. Capitol Hill's talking weed money again as a former top state marijuana regulator heads to the U.S. Senate banking hearing. Expect talks of cash-only businesses, safety risk, and why cannabis still can't use normal banks. Lawmakers love hearings, operators want action. Same song, new witness. Will this finally move the needle or generate another stack of transcripts and zero deposits before reform actually happens? A new report says that the war on drugs actually worsens the climate crisis. Let me say it again. The war on drugs, which has already cost us over $1 trillion in this country in taxpayer money, has actually worsened the climate crisis because legal enforcement, long transport routes, and unregulated grows add carbon and waste. Who knew heavy policing had such a heavy footprint? Reformers argue legalization could shrink emissions and improve sustainability. It's like fighting one battle but losing another. Cannabis, climate, and policy are all tangled. Time to rethink the whole playbook. The Supreme Court announced on December 15th that it would decline to take up cases of the First Circuit of Appeals that could have subverted cannabis status under the Controlled Substance Act. Canna Provisions, sorry everybody, Yuki's just slobbering water right now. She's thirsty. Canna Provisions, Inc., et al. Versus Bondi argued that the Constitution's Commerce Clause applies to cannabis, especially since the federal government allows states to operate legal markets. The case lost in the First Circuit, and now the Supreme Court's rejection, the case appears to be over. Monday was a bad day. It's now Tuesday, December 16th. Monday the 15th, everyone was expecting some great highs, and all we got was mids and lows.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that, man, when I was putting this episode together, reading everything, I was like, this is depressing.
Not great.
No, not at all. Sorry to bring depressive news. Smoke a joint, everybody. Do a bong rip or do a dab, and you'll all be just fine. So, because Mrs Weedman is going to talk about the Blue Dreams Revenge, why the market needs old school cannabis genetics. I say, hell yeah, bring them back. And if people are hiding them, bring them back.
Yeah, as we were talking about earlier, Mr. Weedman on the Grow Hour has had on, him and Big Earl have had on multiple breeders and genetics guys. And it's just, it's an art. It is a passion project, I think, for most of them. It's something that these people are just committed to. I've never heard any interview with these guys that each guy doesn't seem more passionate than next. It's just, it's crucial. I mean, if you think about it, like tomatoes, right? We all eat tomatoes, and we all eat tomatoes, and we all eat tomatoes, and we all eat tomatoes. Well, we need seeds to grow those tomatoes, right? And if suddenly there was some sort of natural disaster that killed all of the crops and the farms that produced tomatoes, if someone didn't have seeds or there wasn't some bank of seeds to create those tomatoes again, we would lose tomatoes. That seems very far-fetched, but you just don't ever know. And that's not happening in cannabis, but there's a risk because we're taking a plant that has been criminal, it's been illegal, and it has now gone commercial. And it went commercial fast. And that takes a lot of capacity. That takes a lot of genetics. And those genetics have to stay clean so that we can all have good product. And people are trying to develop new seeds and new genetics. So blah, 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 blah. if you don't understand the need for genetics and seeds, it's really something to learn about. It is very interesting, and it's very important to the world of cannabis.
Listen to the Grow Hour. You'll learn a lot about
Yeah.
seeds.
Yeah. As legalization continues to spread and regulated cannabis markets mature, a critical vulnerability is appearing at a fundamental link in the supply chain: unstable, poorly sourced genetics. In the push for new strains that look different, sound different, or test at higher levels of THC, the $32 billion legal cannabis industry has drifted away from reliable cultivars. Yet the more we scale, the more it becomes clear that the future of cannabis hinges on heritage genetics. Legacy cultivars, the Blue Dreams, the Trainwrecks, Sour Diesels, fondly remembered from the legacy market and early stage medical cannabis era, provide a foundation that many modern exotics that fetch high prices simply can't replicate. Old school genetics carry documented, reliable traits that have been proven repeatedly and across climates and growing environments. Their terpene mixes are well understood, their growth patterns are predictable, and their cannabinoid outputs aren't left to chance or a master grower's mishap. And when markets were small and informal, experimental breeding was part of the culture. In today's regulated systems with compliance, testing, and commercial expectations, unpredictability becomes an economic liability. Stability and predictability are becoming market requirements. When a cultivar fluctuates in terpene expression, yield, or potency, it impacts everything from cultivation efficiency to brand accuracy. Think about that. A retailer can't build long term trust if every new batch tastes different or tests far outside expected ranges. A processor can't model production costs if cannabinoid content varies from crop to crop. As good manufacturing practices and ISO certifications evolve, as we advance toward legitimate, regulated interstate commerce, the industry will be forced to treat genetics with the same rigor that other regulated agricultural sectors apply to seed stock. At scale, repeatability is currency, and heritage genetics deliver it. Old school strains are the legal cannabis industry's building blocks. This doesn't mean innovation or modern breeding is a problem. The issue is that too much of today's novelty lacks a reliable foundation. Without a genetic backbone rooted in proven cultivars, breeders are stacking instability on top of instability. The result is strains that look impressive, smell remarkable, but perform inconsistently. Many of today's most hyped cultivars are only one or two generations removed from unstable phenotypes, and they've been rushed to market because the demand for something new outpaces the time required to stabilize it. By contrast, old school genetics are often the source material for the strains driving the hype cycle. They are the building blocks for controlled, deliberate innovation rather than random experimentation. Preserving these lines isn't about nostalgia. It's about safeguarding the raw genetic material the industry will depend upon as markets consolidate and standards tighten. A mature cannabis market will require genetic traceability, documented lineage, and demonstrable stability. Distributors want consistency. Retail buyers are learning to value credibility over novelty, and regulators are moving toward standards that do not reward loud branding. As testing rules and commercial expectations align, the economic will shift. I need some water. Hang on. I'm dying over here. Breeders and cultivators who maintain reliable, traceable seed stock will have a decisive advantage. Keeping heritage lines alive ensures biodiversity, protects future innovation, and reduces commercial risk. It creates a breeding environment where new cultivars emerge from deliberate selection rather than rapid fire crossover. It allows cultivators to choose plants for traits that matter: yield reliability, pest resistance, terpene depth, environmental adaptability, not just short term market hype. Old school genetics require less nutrients to perform at their best, creating savings and further underscoring the cost effectiveness of heirloom genetics for commercial cultivators. The future of cannabis is not a race to create the next slick strain name. It's a race to build a supply chain that can scale without sacrificing genetic integrity. The brands and breeders who treat genetics as long term infrastructure, not short term marketing, will be the ones positioned to lead the regulated era. Preserving old school genetic lines is not looking backward, it's building the foundation for a market that's ready to grow beyond trends.
That was a banger by
Yeah.
MJ Biz Daily.
Yeah.
They actually, since MJ Biz Con, they put out some really good stuff I've read from them. So if you haven't checked out their website, MJ Biz Daily, they've gotten some really good articles to read if you want to learn. Um, International news. Let me get there. I'm a little stony baloney right now, everybody. And
I was going to light this up.
international news. An American
I
basketball
will
player
anyway.
just learned Indonesia doesn't play around. Jared Shaw was sentenced after being caught with THC gummies, like we talked about a few weeks ago, where the drug laws are brutally strict. What's a slap on the wrist at home becomes a serious time abroad. Travelers take note. Legal in one place doesn't mean legal anywhere. When you cross borders, your stash can turn into a nightmare real quick, fast, unexpectedly overseas. Politics got a little spicy. In India, as Congress calls for Madhya Pradesh minister to resign after his brother's arrest in a marijuana smuggling case. Supporters say family isn't policy. Critics say accountability matters. Same old question: how close is too close? When weed meets politics, the smoke spreads fast. Turns out, cannabis controversies don't stop at borders, and neither does political finger pointing when headlines hit. Tourists already smoke in Uruguay, but now the country might finally let Visions buy legally. Officials are debating opening the regulated market to non-residents, aiming to cut the illegal hustle and boost tourism. Locals worry about supply. Advocates say regulation works. If approved, Uruguay keeps leading globally, proof that legalization can evolve without freaking out. While travelers stop playing stash roulette abroad with fewer legal headaches. I'm definitely going to Uruguay if you can sell me weed, for sure. And I've been wanting to go there too. So Nova Scotia's premier is defending a heavily criticized cannabis crackdown order, saying it's about safety, not prohibition vibes. Critics say it targets consumers and small operators while missing bigger issues. Same tug of war, controlled versus freedom, legal weed, illegal vibes. When government tightens up, people push back. Grab a seat. This Atlantic debate is getting choppy, loud, and very public. Expect protest, politics, and policy tweaks. Morocco is betting big on legal cannabis farming, aiming to boost licensed grows and tap that global medical market. After years of underground hash fame, the country wants regulation, exports, and farmer stability. Officials say it's economic development, not stoner tourism. From Rift Mountains to world markets, Morocco is trying to turn tradition into legit revenue. Proof legalization looks different everywhere, but money talks universally, now globally. Jamaica's watching the U.S. closely as reports swirl about a possible cannabis policy shift. Officials say any American move could ripple through global markets, trade, and tourism. Translation: when the big neighbor sneezes, everyone feels it. For a country with deep ganja roots, timing matters. Eyes up, ears open, because the U.S. weed politics might spark international shakeups fast. Stay tuned, this one could shift regional strategy. German districts are pushing back after officials denied local cannabis pilot programs meant to test legal sales. Critics say they followed the rules. Berlin says not so fast. Classic bureaucracy buzzkill. Advocates argue pilots equal data, not danger, while critics worry about mixing signals. Europe's legalization crawl continues. 2 steps forward, 1 paperwork pile back. Past the patience, Germany's weed experiment keeps getting stuck in a committee. A lot of committees lately. So there's some influential people in the cannabis world right?
Mhm.
21 of the most influential voices of the global cannabis circuit. You can pass that joint over to me,
Alright,
Ms.
let me take
Weedman.
one more puffle then.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, we've got, 21 important people here. Let me get rid of this. All right, for years, the United States was viewed as the epicenter of modern cannabis innovation. But as federal reform stalls and domestic markets shrink under taxation, fragmentation, and a collapsing supply chain, the global industry has surged forward. Today, the momentum has shifted abroad, from the medical frameworks emerging across South America to the scientifically driven programs taking shape in Europe, to the rapid expansion of hemp wellness and research focused initiatives throughout Asia. While American operators fight to maintain ground at home, international markets are advancing with clarity, investment, and long term strategy. And navigating this new reality requires voices who understand cannabis not just as a U.S. industry, but as a global ecosystem. The cannabis leaders on this list are precisely those people. Each has spent more than 5 years operating in cross border markets, advising governments, shaping international regulations, building global media platforms, leading multinational business expansions, or pioneering science and consumer education across continents. Their work transcends borders, connecting the Americas with Europe, linking legacy culture to emerging markets, and bridging the gaps between policy, commerce, and community. In a moment when the future of cannabis is being written abroad, these are the experts most qualified to guide brands, investors, and institutions through the next era of global legalization. They are the power brokers, storytellers, activists, and innovators redefining cannabis on the world stage. So let's hear it for Robert Hoban, one of the most influential cannabis industry experts in the world, helping facilitate cross border deals on almost every continent, opening markets, shaping regulatory frameworks, and serving as a longtime industry executive and strategic advisor. His work has helped him harmonize hemp and cannabis rules across Northern America, Europe, and Latin America, making him one of the key architects of today's global cannabis economy. Jamie Pearson, her decade of operational success led her to win the International Cannabis Awards 2025 International Woman of the Year, the 2024 MJ BizCon Women in Leadership Award, to be coined Wonder Woman in the 2023 Women of Influence issue of Cannabis Now magazine, and twice one of the most influential women in cannabis by High Times. Wow. She is a successful cannabis and real estate investor with holdings in 3 continents. Impressive. Steve D'Angelo is widely regarded, I think most people are familiar with his name, as one of the most influential living pioneers in the modern cannabis movement, with over 5 decades of relentless activism, entrepreneurship, and public education. He has shaped nearly every dimension of the legal cannabis landscape, from patient access and scientific testing to investment, advocacy, and global culture. Ian Rasman, frequently referred to as the unofficial mayor of cannabis, is a globally connected payments and banking specialist who has become a crucial bridge between cannabis operators and financial systems. Heidi Whitman, a UK-based strategist, is a global connector. She's a deal architect, an ecosystem builder in cannabis, wellness, and veterinary phytopharmaceuticals. These people are, they're like, they're next level, right? Luna Stower is an award winning advocate, executive, and internationally recognized brand strategist with 25 plus years of experience in the global cannabis and plant medical medicine ecosystems. Wow. Mariana Laria Arias is a leading regulatory and cannabis attorney, based in Mexico City with more than 10 years of professional experience at some of the most influential law firms in Mexico. She's a global leader in cannabis and hemp businesses with consulting, data, and economic research. Cynthia Salrizada, a recognized leader in global cannabis and psychedelics. She has spent over a decade shaping industry narratives across North America, Europe, Latin America, and Africa. Javier Haas is one of the most internationally visible journalists covering cannabis, hemp, CBD, and psychedelics, and helping connect English and Spanish speaking markets across the Americas and Europe. Chris Day is widely regarded as a leading expert in global collaboration and trend identification in cannabis, curating high-level delegations, market entry strategies, and trade missions that connect operators, investors, and policymakers across jurisdictions. And there's Angela Pye, I believe, is a global brand architect who has helped define the strategic and brand language of modern cannabis. She helps build cannabis and ancillary companies. She helps them build globally resonant identities while staying true to their home market roots. And Shauna Selden McGregor is recognized as one of the most powerful voices on the global cannabis circuit, backed by nearly 3 decades of shaping communications in highly regulated industries. And then there's Dustin Hawksworth. He is a connector through mixed media. He's a storyteller. He amplifies growers, makers, artists, patients, and advocates who are often overlooked through media. Simone Espinoza has become a leading voice in cannabis education, culture, and public communication. Haroon Poor Johns Tortier.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I had to practice it a couple times in my head.
Is one of Iceland's most influential cannabis and hemp leaders and a rising global voice for regenerative plant-based futures. Alex Rogers is a visionary entrepreneur, political activist, and the founder of several influential cannabis businesses over the past 30 years. Ronit Pinto is an award-winning founder, publisher, and cultural architect. Rosie Mateo's work has helped reposition cannabis from counterculture to boardrooms worldwide. And James Loud is an award-winning breeder and founder of a globally recognized seed and genetics company based in California. Eugenio Garcia is an advocate and storyteller. He plays a key role in shaping how the international public understands legalization, culture, and the business of cannabis. So kind of cool, just little glimpses on these people, and I think it would be fun. I know it was a little bit lengthy there, but if you wanted to hear a little more about them, just pop a Google search on their names, and I'm sure you could find all sorts of articles and stories and things about what they're doing.
Yeah. Great stuff. You missed one.
I missed one.
Bo Whitney.
Tell me.
Bo Whitney is the chief economist at Portland, Oregon-based Whitney Economics and global leader in cannabis and hemp business consulting, data, and economic research.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bo Whitney, everybody.
Bo. Yo, Bo. Sorry about that.
It's all right. There was 21 of them. 21?
21.
If you don't
21.
know what that is, go on
21.
YouTube and type in
21.
kids saying 21. Trust me, when my son showed me this years ago, I was laughing my ass off because they were just so every time you'd say something, it'd be like 21.
You're welcome.
You stupid.
21.
21. Now it's gonna be stuck in your brain.
I never even knew why. I would just say it because the kids would say, "Is that like you're 67 last week? Is it just that dumb?" It really means nothing.
Did I show you the video of it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
21.
So it's the older brother telling the younger brother like goes, "You stupid," and he goes, "No, I'm not." And he goes, "Yes, you are. You're stupid." And he tells him like, "What's 11 plus something?" And he goes, 21. He goes, and it was wrong. I think it was 11 plus 9 or something like that. 11 plus 9. He goes, 21. He goes, "You stupid."
It's just that stupid.
It's just, but it's funny because no, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, 21. 21?
But the takeaway was 21.
Yes. The way he said it and stuff, and he said that when the brother asked him what was 11
And that
plus
was
9.
the wrong answer.
21? You stupid. It's just a millennial
just dumb.
video that
Right.
made me laugh because they showed it to me. I thought it was funny. And every time he would say 21, this wee man.
Mr. Weedman.
That's the end of the show.
Yeah.
Another week.
Another week.
I know we came true again in the clutch, like you always
Next
do.
week, are we homeless?
We might be.
Yeah.
So we might not get an episode out till the 26th or 27th, but we'll get one more for December for you all. But yeah, we're gonna be homeless for like 3 to 4 days.
3 to 4 days.
Because they're finishing the floors.
So
Sand
we
the
have to-
floor. They sand the floor.
Wax on.
Wax on.
Wax off.
We're such dorks.
So we don't even know what day, so
Yeah.
we can't plan ahead.
Yeah,
But you know,
so-
at some point we are going to be
Back
somewhere
here
living
again.
somewhere
Yeah.
for a
But
few
we won't have
days.
it. We won't have anywhere to record. So
We're
will,
living out of boxes right
yeah,
now.
It's great. So,
It's
but we will
crazy.
get you an episode again. We'll probably record on the 26th of December and hopefully get it out that weekend for you all. So, but you got anything else to say?
I've never felt so tired in my life. These past few weeks, I feel 53.
You're functioning on some
I am
fumes.
53.
Some fumes too.
I've been functioning on some fumes. Lack of nutrients. Living out of, food, takeout food.
You're
It's
all
just
right,
not our
Spider.
style, but we're gonna get through
We're
it,
gonna get through it.
and we're gonna be.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna
enjoy a little
be.
Christmas holiday
yeah.
cheer, and then New Year's
Oh
Eve.
yeah, it's the holidays.
Yeah, we don't even,
that's
we
happening.
were just saying this today during lunch. I'm like, it doesn't even feel like the holidays
No.
right now.
There's not a decoration. There's no way.
Yeah, you got a couple decorations out front.
Oh yeah, as
Yeah.
the moving truck was unloading,
Yeah,
if they
we-
came across like an unboxed Christmas decoration, they plunked it in the snow. That's what we've got
So we
right
got
now.
a couple things right now. But you know what? I'm looking forward
It's
to
great.
I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to New Year's because it'll be just you and I.
Oh yeah,
So it'll be nice.
January. It's gonna be. I can't wait to sit on the couch.
Yes, it'll be nice.
Uh,
I finally got Mrs. Weedman a chair. She was sitting on a bar stool for the last like 6 days.
At a regular table. Like,
We are delirious, everybody.
oh,
But you
yeah.
know what? Weed's helping us get through.
Yeah,
So
it
it's
is.
Been, it's been great. And I know Mrs. Weedman and I want to wish you all happy holidays, Merry Christmas. We'll get another show out before the New Year. So, but happy holidays, everybody. Go enjoy some life for a little bit. Have some fucking fun. Smoke the tree as much as you can from now until Christmas Day. Enjoy this time at whatever you celebrate. Kwanzaa, Christmas, Hanukkah. What am I missing? Anything? If I am, I apologize. I'm sure there's a couple, 2, 3 more holidays I missed. But whatever holiday you celebrate it with love, with joy, with kindness, with cheer, and especially with your loved ones. Okay? Go have some fucking fun. Live some life. As Paulie always says, smoke smart, puff puffing away.
Puff puff pass.
Check out our cannabis lifestyle brand online at 8decades.com. Our custom smokes and accessories are perfect for your coffee table, bedroom nightstand, or kitchen counter. They're designed for you to show them off. The Canna community is also loving our hemp and cotton blend t-shirts, sweatshirts, scarves, and hats, finished off with our 8 Decades logo. We've got some awesome long-lasting goods that will be your favorite for years to come. 8 Decades, because a 9th decade of cannabis prohibition isn't acceptable.